and welcome to the live stream of the PNC Still City Open, an APTA Grand Prix event brought to you in part by local support from Allegheny Smokeworks, Robroy Industries, Billfew and Associates, Church Brew Works, and APTA national sponsors Viking, Savory, and Uline. We are live at the Fox Chapel Racquet Club in Pittsburgh on the APTA network presented by eNet Live. I'm Jerry Viant along with Mark Fischel, and we've got a women's round of 16 match between Castany, Delmonico and Bodman, Hayward. Mark Fischel, can you talk us through who we're going to be watching in this first match?
Well, Jerry, this is a really exciting match because you got a lot of big bang paddle, as you like to say. So Kerry Delmonico in the red hat will be playing the ad court. Kerry won a national championship on this very court here in Pittsburgh in 2005, and she's playing with Deborah Castany. Deborah's a young player, was a top-flight junior tennis player, and has a lot of skills. And they're going to be playing against the two biggest smiles on tour, in Hallie Bodman and Liz Hayward. They're currently 12 in the country, and they play a very fast-paced game. They don't want to play a lot of points, so you'll see a lot of hard overheads, a lot of blitzing. And they're a lot of fun to watch. So all four women are not in the rackets industry, but all four are very talented rackets players.
And Delmonico Castany, this is their first tournament together. They are from the New York area, and Bob and Hayward are from Chicago. So these guys, this is the first time they're on the court against each other. So they're going to be sizing each other up. Bodman and Hayward were very disappointed that they had to pull out of last year's nationals. They were ready. They had a good draw, and unfortunately Liz Hayward got a stomach virus, and they were in Philly, ready to go, and couldn't play a match. So they feel like they're going to pick up where they left off and get started here. Not sure what they're going to be looking at as far as Delmonico Castany.
Yeah, Kerry was supposed to play with Lauren Gebbia, her partner from 2 years ago. Lauren pulled a calf muscle and seems to be out for a while.
So Deborah Castany is from Spain, Barcelona. She played tennis out of the University of Arizona. She's very fast, big forehand drive, and loves the roller. And
ironically enough, started last season with Flor Hanisch as her partner. And Flora went on to great things, winning national championships with Annika van Starberg.
She doesn't normally play the deuce side. She played on the ad side with Flora. I think she played a couple of tournaments on the deuce side, but it's interesting to see how they match up. And then we've got a fantastic paddle fall day in Pittsburgh. It's cloudy, which we love, 60s.
Okay, the players are tossing for serve. So Castany Delmonico won the toss and elected to receive, which is pretty common in paddle.
Yeah, the receiver has the advantage on that one shot. They've got a guaranteed short ball with a player off the net.
Especially in the warm weather. As the weather gets colder, it's more of an advantage to serve, but with the warm weather, huge advantage. We should introduce our chair umpire, David Johnston.
Without his chair.
We had a slight problem with the chairs. Hopefully they're going to be arriving tomorrow morning.
So actually I'm thinking, one of our sponsors here is Savory.
They're proud to be an official sponsor of the APTA. Let Savory focus on your landscapes. You can focus on your game and enjoy every outdoor moment. Savory arborists provide professional tree, shrub, and lawn care services throughout the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Chicagoland, and Twin City regions. Visit treecare.com today to schedule your complimentary landscape assessments. I know they've been to your house, Jerry.
They have. They took care of my lawn. It's looking very lush and green.
You know, when you have 30 to 40 acres like you have, there's a lot of work that goes into that house.
I wish. Did you know that the grass grows more in the fall? Like you got to aerate it and seed it
I
in
did
the
not know
fall,
that.
and then you got to water it every day, which I'm doing. I hope they're listening because they gave me strict instructions about. I'm very happy with my grass. So the umpire, which I think is very fitting, I expect a lot of action. There's going to be a lot of big hitting, a lot of hard overheads, a lot of chasing up the side. So I noticed the umpire's got his sneakers on, which is a good thing because I think he's going to have to be getting out of the way quite a bit.
Especially with Bodman Hayward playing. They love to hit that hard overhead. They're a really fun team to watch in a lot of ways, but for me, especially in that they play to their strengths.
Yeah.
They're not a team that's going to grind with you, and as soon as they start playing long points, they're in trouble. So they do everything possible to avoid that. Hard overheads, blitzing, as I discussed earlier. And I love seeing teams play to their strengths, because to me that's the beauty of the game. What do you do well on the court? How do you capitalize? How do you put 2 and 2 together and get 6?
It's going to be interesting to watch. Bodman Hayward like to hit that waterfall down-up overhead, and that matches up with Kerry Delmonico. She loves to sneak up the side screen and pick that ball off. So it's going to be interesting to see if they make an adjustment.
Well, let's talk about Kerry Delmonico. She's been one of the smartest players in the game for a long time. Great competitor.
Kerry Delmonico's got the red hat on. Yeah, she's dynamic combination of pace and spin, and she changes it up. She's probably the best blocker out there, where she blocks that, like I said, that slides up the side screen and blocks that overhead, and she can bring it down. She can change the pace. She can change the height of her drive. So she's going to be giving Deborah a lot of information.
Players are practicing their serves now, as you can see, and should be getting started in the next 2 minutes. And it's interesting, Jerry, the winner of this match, as we saw in our draw preview earlier, plays the winner of Floor Hanisch and Annika van Starnberg, most likely in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, this is a first tournament of the season, first Grand Prix tournament of the season, and the players are excited. You know, they're looking forward to getting back on the court, seeing the new teams, getting a feel for it.
A lot of depth in the draw. I mean, you're really starting to see the growth of the women's game is similar to what you saw in the guys' game 5-10 years ago.
Yeah,
all the round of 16s are just wars.
Yeah, this is a good second round. So Bodman Hayward.
You think they're talking about the Cub game last night, Jerry, or you think they're talking strategy?
I think they're talking strategy. I really want to get into this match.
Okay, so Liz Hayward is the one wearing the hat.
Yeah.
And it looks like Liz is, well, we'll see in a second. Holly's got the ball. It looks like Hallie's going to serve.
Right. The umpire is going to call the score. So Hallie Bodman serving.
So right off the bat, you see them hitting as many balls as they can to Deborah Castany.
Carrie's going to be lobbing down the line, I would imagine, nice and deep. Try to get them to hit into Deborah, and she loves that big forehand. Look how she set up Deborah Castany.
Hallie with a guest appearance. Not really sure where she was going there, Jerry. She actually had a forehand volley from the wrong side of the center stripe. Oh, great volley from Liz Hayward.
30-30.
And Liz Hayward, you know, has a very unorthodox volley style. She doesn't set her paddle up, but it's very effective.
Big forehand from Deborah Castany, Liz Hayward's
30,
right
40.
hip. Brings us to our first and surely not our last break point of the match. I love how short in the court Delmonico plays. She really steals time for opponents.
Oh, the old creeper.
Deuce.
Fault brings us to break point number 2. Another great volley from Hayward.
Nice touch on that overhead. Got the ball to die.
Deuce.
Right, going to Australian.
Hayward's got that awkward backhand volley. She's the one woman on tour that doesn't use the left hand to cradle the paddle.
It looks awkward, but it's very effective.
There's a great play by
And
Delmonico. Classic paddle. Lob down the line, push your opponent off the net, drive the ball at their feet. And you can see Delmonico giving Castany signals whether to blitz or not. Well, that was not the right signal.
Deuce.
That's a play that I expect those guys to use, though. Kerry can get the ball down. Castany's going to go in behind it.
Yeah, Delmonico's usually got great control of that forehand.
Add in. Game, Bodman Hayward. 1-0 first set.
Great hold for Bodman Hayward. Jerry, this is one of the prettiest setups in paddle. I think the Fox Chapel Racket Club. Scott Kaler, who's the director of racket sports here, has done a wonderful job. He succeeded Martin Sturgis, who was here for many years, one of the legends of Midwestern paddle.
Martin Sturgis, I believe, is fishing this weekend, enjoying his retirement.
Taking his boat out of the water this weekend, he told me. Disappointed to miss Martin. Okay, so Kerry Delmonico to serve.
0-1 first set.
A lot of talking with Liz and Hallie early.
Well, I said they have not seen these two players as a team. So I actually like the fact that they're taking a moment to
15.
have a thought of what their strategy is going to be.
And there's Hallie blitzing, as she likes to do.
15-all.
Kerry Delmonico has one of the best serves in the women's game.
So we have applause from Bodman and apologies from Delmonico.
(30-30).
And again, look how aggressive Bodman and Hayward are from the backcourt. Always looking to drive the ball.
Beautiful lob by Hayward.
Out of the
Pulled
way.
Castany deep out of the service box, and Castany went for the angle.
It's interesting. You see Hallie Bodman staying back, and it pays off. Great hands.
Game. Bodman
So it's
Howard,
interesting, Jerry. You
2-0
see that a
first set.
lot more in the men's game. I hadn't seen that in the women's game before that.
It's been coming.
Yeah.
It's been coming, yep. That transition, especially now in the warm weather, and they just love to hit that shot, that roller into the deuce side, and it's a smart play to have that player stay back and not get their team in a position where the player getting the ball off the back screen can use it and drive, find holes. So if it goes through, there's somebody to get it.
And that was clearly their strategy.
You're going to see a lot more of that. Most of the top women's teams have been practicing that. There's that block that Kerry loves. Delmonico out of the ad side.
Love 15.
You can hear Bodman Hayward calling all the overheads. Ooh, she had it.
That's the ball she wants. Good swing from Delmonico. Just misses it.
$15.
Okay, so ball called out by Deborah Castany, overruled by chair umpire David Johnson, 30-15.
Liz Hayward's one of the few women in the game that has a jump serve.
$45.
Castany looks a little bit unsettled to me, Jerry.
She doesn't normally play that deuce side, and I think it's that shows. She's either got to step in, and she could step in and cut that ball off and bring it down. I just love her preparation on the return of serve set. Her paddle is going to go forward and up.
She's clearly going to be the focal point of the attack from Bodman Hayward most of the match.
Deuce.
That is a drive-by volley. Trying not to get the blitz play of Delmonico Castany going.
Add in.
Three love.
Bodman Howard. Hayward, they lead 3-0. First set.
So Castany to serve. So this is the first of our 5 Grand Prix tournaments that we're going to be presenting during the season.
Love 5. 5-all.
Castany really needs a solid game here to settle down.
$35.
30-15.
$30-all. Add out.
We just want to remind everybody, if you go into the chat room, we will be able to answer your questions.
Game Bodman Hayward.
We think, depending on
They
what
lead
questions
4-0
they ask
first
us.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jerry.
No.
That was a 4-fault game from Deborah Castany. She's just got to loosen up a little bit and start swinging.
Well, she's on the court with players. All three other players have a lot more experience.
There's a good forehand.
Love 5.
Love 15. Hallie Bodman serving, and there's that beautiful spot return by Delmonico.
Love 30.
So of the 5 Grand Prix that Jerry mentioned, we'll be returning to some sites, going to other sites new. Long Island is back on the calendar this year. Boston, Philadelphia, and of course the Chicago Charities.
This is our first year in Pittsburgh at the Fox Chapel Racket Club.
Yeah, Scott Kaler's done a wonderful job setting things up. It looks like it's going to be a great weekend here. The thing against Bodman Hayward is
15-30.
they will punish you for those short lobs. Castany's got either lob better or swing more, because she had a couple of balls there she could have swung at it, could hit the forehand, and she chose to lob and did not hit very good lobs. Big forehand from
15-40.
Delmonico gives them a couple more break points.
And she hits that same spot. She can hit the ball on a dime. Delmonico, she really split the two, both those last returns, straight through the middle of the players. So Bodman's got to come in closer.
Yeah,
30-40.
an anguish cry from Delmonico. That was set up beautifully, and she just missed it.
30-40. Yeah, add out.
I do want to remind our viewers that all the streaming you see is funded by the APTA. And if you're not a member, I encourage you to join. The APTA's got lots of great initiatives, but we need your help.
You can see Deborah Castany is trying to lob higher, trying to get that feel. Just needs to settle down.
Deuce.
Ooh. Watch out, umpire.
Add in.
Again, they punish Castany for the short lob. Castany Delmonico just can't close out a game. But Jerry, if this match continues at the pace it's at, are we going to try and switch over to
Please.
another court?
I don't think we have the camera set up for court 2 yet, but we will be after lunch. They're going to set up that other court. We're going to be continuously streaming over the weekend. We're going to be here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Add in.
Yes. Great forehand from Delmonico. Find Hayward's right hip. It's the toughest ball to volley and paddle.
Add in.
Castany, Delmonico are just giving away a few too many points, Jerry.
Game.
Looks like
Bodman
Castany
Hayward,
learned to lob from Martin Bostrom. They played 5 games. I think they've had break points in 3 of them, game points in 3 of them, just haven't been able to close anything out. Which goes to the importance of certain points in our game. All points are not created equal. I think this is an important game for Castany Delmonico just to get going, even if they don't come back and win this set.
Kerry Delmonico serving.
15 up.
I think they haven't been able to get into their service games to establish what their game plan is when they're at net.
Well, this is the 3rd one, and Castany had the 4 fault game, so really they've had 1 service game prior to this. 15 all.
$35.
Good swing from Hayward, just misses it wide.
$30 all.
Yeah, that was an example of Castany being a little bit out of position. She needs to slide to the middle of the court a little bit more.
Delmonico, well-placed overheads.
Add out.
Should have let that one go to Deborah Castany. Pulled her too
point.
far back and to the left.
30-40.
You could see that Kerry's trying to control the pace.
Set point.
Nice touch.
Deuce.
I think Hallie was clapping for that shot before it hit the deck the first time. Hallie catches the nick, takes us to set point number 2.
Add out.
Game in first set, Bodman Hayward.
Game
6
Bodman
games
Hayward.
to love.
Hayward. First set.
All right, well, that was pretty quick. So you can see I'm very impressed with Bodman Hayward in between the points. It looks like they're taking some time. Usually these guys got a shot watch on them. Yep. So I'm very impressed with the time they're taking. But we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA network.
You have to have a passion for taking care of the customer, and you have to do your job as if your last name was Uline.
For my business, everything's go, 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 and the customer service alone is one of the most valuable things for us. We can call and the phone's picked up immediately. We never have to wait in a queue.
The phones don't ring at least half the time because they go directly into the headsets of our customer service representatives because they know we're waiting for it, and it can be a very fast transaction for them.
Order placed by 6 o'clock p.m., order ships out, customer gets that product more often than not in one business day.
Not only are those orders going out the door quickly, but accurately.
We live and breathe reliability.
But we really do care of a product's returned. We do care if it's not working right. We try to do it better every day.
Every single person looks at customer comments. I mean, that's where we learn.
Come to Uline because service has always been much, much better here. I always feel like you're treated like you appreciate it, you know.
We do it well. We do it real well.
Once a customer gets used to that, why would you want to leave? We treat you well.
Welcome back to the PNC Still City Open. We are in the round of 16 women's match between Bodman, Hayward, Castany, Delmonico, and Bodman, Hayward are off to a streaming first set. 6-love is about to start the second set. Hallie Bodman serving.
Love 15.
So, Mark, Castany, Delmonico, especially Castany, she has to settle down. And I can see that Delmonico is trying to slow down the pace and at least get them in some points.
Love 30.
Good start so far. She just needs to get comfortable on the court, keep swinging the paddle, and believe in herself.
Yeah, it's early.
I always feel like those first couple games of the set after you lose the prior set are so important.
15-30.
A nice little off-speed overhead there by Liz Hayward and caught Castany in the side back screen.
Well, she had Delmonico in all sorts of trouble.
Tough to change direction on that speed of a drive, though, and there's very little court to work with. It's a tough volley.
15-40. Castany, Delmonico just have to close this game out. Can't afford to keep losing these games.
That's the right play. Castany should move up and cut those balls off.
And there's the break.
Game Castany, Delmonico. They lead 1-0, second set.
You can almost see the stride from Castany. Looks a little more confident, don't you think, Jerry?
Yeah. Yeah, she's just has to get into this match.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on her. She's playing with a legend like Carrie Delmonico, former national champion, against a team that's been top 5 in the country previously.
And they're a team. Bodman Hayward play as one unit.
As well as anybody in the country.
Yeah.
Okay, Carrie Delmonico to serve. 1-love, second set.
Love 15.
Serving is so hard in the warm weather, isn't it, Jerry?
Yeah, the ball is very lively.
You don't want to serve too hard because the ball's flying off the back wire, but you got to serve hard enough that it's not a cream puff.
15-all.
It definitely gets easier as the weather gets colder to serve. And there's Carrie Delmonico staying back.
And that's a great shot of the setup here at Fox Chapel. We are up in the top floor there looking down on the courts, and they've got 5 courts here at the host club, Fox Chapel Racket Club.
Great lob from Hayward. There's a great spot drive from Delmonico, but that's a ball that Castany's got a lob. Too low to drive that ball.
30
Well,
all.
that was a bit of a donation.
Castany has no problem handling the speed on her volleys. She stays very quiet.
$30-40.
And it's the screenplay where you see she lacks the court time and the experience. Bodman, Hayward, you know, they mix up the pace, especially Liz Hayward. You know, she's got more spin and more touch on her overheads, and it's hard to read. That's the play. You just have to hit it down to the feet of the player. You don't have to hit that big a shot.
Here's a real good roller from Castany.
Yeah, she'll feel good about that. She likes that shot. Oof.
And we have our first hold of the match.
Game
for
Castany,
Castany
Delmonico. 2-love, second set.
And all of a sudden things have shifted a little bit. Have you ever seen a sport, Jerry, where momentum shifted as rapidly as platform tennis?
No, that's why you just got to hang in there. You never know. Because Castany, Delmonico have slowed down, become a little bit more steady. Bob and Hayward have made some unforced errors.
Love 15.
And they're catching Bodman moving to the middle.
Yeah, she moves a lot at the net. You like that?
I think she gets caught too much. I call it the drive-by volley. I mean, it works to a certain point, but
15 all.
Yeah, those are the points you can't donate. Castany was moving in, looking for the blitz, but wasn't really committed to it. And then had a half volley. She could have put the ball back in play, but tried in a very aggressive drive. Ended
if
up
I was
losing the
Deborah
point.
Castany now, I would be returning down the line.
Yeah, Hallie Bodman's all over the middle of the court. Got to keep her honest.
There was excessive spin on that overhead,
There
though.
was
She
a
should
lot
be
of spin.
happy with that. It didn't go over the net, but I would keep working on that shot, because if that goes over the net, it's not coming back.
Actually, it is coming back, but of its own
true.
volition. Great lob from Delmonico. You can see Kerry
you
Delmonico really starting to impose her will on the court.
And you see, when she took over the net there, she didn't pound the ball. She just placed it.
Another great volley from Delmonico.
15-40.
Toys with them, with the overhead. I love the variety.
15-40. More break opportunities. You don't think we could have one of those vaunted 6-love 6 sets, do you, Jerry?
Could happen. It's paddle. And it's the first Grand Prix tournament, so anything could happen.
Another great forehand from Delmonico,
Game
and they
Castany,
break
Delmonico.
again.
They lead 3-love, second set.
So if I was going to mark the net where Kerry Delmonico's drive went, those last three that she's hit down the middle, it's on a dime.
First set went
I'll show you,
6-love
Mark.
to Bodman, Hayward. 3-love. In the second, Castany, Delmonico.
Okay, Deborah Castany to serve. See if she can serve a better game than she did the last one.
I don't think she's hit a roller in there. She's hit some big forehands.
Yep.
She's starting to relax, I think.
Looking a little more comfortable out there.
Captain Kerry's talking to her, giving her some words of encouragement, I'm sure. There we go.
Catches the net there, that helped.
15-love.
Watch out.
Great
Oh,
forehand from
nice
Delmonico.
hold.
You know, one of the things I'm surprised we're not seeing more of
30
from Castany Delmonico are hard overheads on the wires. Make Bodman Hayward lob the ball, because that's not what they want to do.
I think right now Delmonico and Castany are happy to find the court. and just get into the match. I mean, I don't think they're at that point where they're going to unleash anything. Castany's getting her serve in now. Carrie's picking her spots. And they're both very good volleys, so I don't think they're afraid of Bodman and Hayward's speed.
30-15.
That was a volley you'd expect Delmonico to make. Another real good serve from Castany.
40-15. Game
that was a
Castany,
really well-served
Delmonico,
game, and they go to 4-love.
set.
Exactly what you expected after the 6-love first set, right, Jerry?
Bodman Hayward taking a moment, saying, all right, let's regroup here and find that combination that we had in the first set.
Starting out in the Australian formation against Castany.
Love.
Well, it's the ball she's got to play off 2 wires, and you can see Delmonico explaining it to her.
Love.
You can expect to see a lot more of those hard overheads at Castany.
All. $30-15.
Some sloppy play this game.
Hallie Bodman serving. Yep. Can't hit it down up overhead on the service line to Castany.
Here's a great spot from Castany. Another break opportunity.
There it is.
Game Castany Delmonico. They lead.
Castany Delmonico up 5-love in the second set. It's early in the season, Mark, so we're seeing those early season errors.
The commentators or the players? What are you referring to?
Are we struggling?
Did I make a mistake?
No. Let me just ask you, do you have any bruises yet?
Amazed. I've made it through almost an hour. Carrie Delmonico to serve, 5-love second set. Boy, it's going to make that, assuming they close this out, it's going to make those first couple of games of the third set really critical.
Let's see the pace of Carrie Delmonico's overhead.
You guys. I agree with the call.
We'll talk about the call, confirmed by Chair Umpire David Johnson.
Nice rip by Liz Hayward.
15 all.
That roller that Deborah Castany loves to hit. And that shot is coming to the game, I'd say, in the women's game, like the last few years. And she, Roxy, Gabby, Nicolescu are all hitting it with regularity. If you lob short against those guys, forget it.
A couple of big forehands from Liz Hayward gives them 2 break opportunities.
Game, Bodman Hayward.
Delmonico will not be happy with that game.
They are serving 1-5, second set. Love 15. All.
Well, there's a good off-pace drive from Castany.
15-30.
Takes him 2 points from the set. You can see Delmonico giving Castany signals.
$15.40.
Sure, we got a bunch of great round of 16 matchups. Maybe between split set, if they split sets, we can get some scores from the other courts.
Yeah, just asking for some updates. But I just got a note passed to me that Heather Prop has popped something in her knee.
Game set, Castany
That's
Delmonico.
Second set to Castany Delmonico,
They
6
take the
games
second,
to
6-1.
1.
So I'm going to try and find out a little bit more about
One set
that. And
apiece.
so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back in a moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah. And then so good, I won't even worry anymore. Took all my cares, still can kick them all out the door. Go on and try, come and tell me what you're waiting for. Move and keep them going till your life is overflowing, yeah. I do a dance of victory, cause now I'm living good. No, I'm not living like I used to be. Now talk about things, talk about my mind. Now I'm free from the words that I left behind. I gotta jump for joy and shout aloud and make a sound. Oh, the world can stop me now, no. And on the music I will ride on the beat. Play my guitar while I'm stomping my feet, yeah. I gotta celebrate life and get excited about good times and good living. Come on, shout it out, hey! Take it up, take it over, take it out of control. Today I'm freeing my soul and now you got me singing. Oh, hey! I'm feeling fine.
You have to have a passion for taking care of the customer, and you have to do your job as if your last name was Uline.
Welcome back to the PNC Steel City Open. We're in the women's round of 16, about to start the third set. Castany, Delmonico playing Bodman, Hayward.
Jerry, Viking Athletics is the premier brand and undisputed leader in platform tennis. Viking is platform tennis. The Viking Extra Duty platform ball has been the #1 selling ball in the industry for the last 20 years. It's the official ball of the APTA, of the APTA Nationals President's Cup, and of the APTA Grand Prix Tour. So, Jerry, what do you think Bodman Hayward have to do to turn this thing around?
Well, they made some quick unforced errors in the second set that they didn't make in the first set, and Delmonico Castany slowed it down. And I think, Deborah Castany clearly was nervous in the first set, and she calmed down, and then they're lobbing a little higher. But Kerry's overheads, her spin and placement really helped them. So I don't know. It's going to be a toss of the coin on this one. I just got an update, though, on one of the other matches that's going on here. Cruz Radesno are up 4-1 against Tarzi and Cobbs.
Did we get a score from the Jaffe Molenwald?
We're waiting.
Waiting for that. Versus Olmuller.
Kvedovic.
In a match like this, Jerry, you have to think those first couple of games of the third set are absolutely critical, where one team is rolled in each set just to get on top.
And you see, as customary, they've got a new ball.
Women's 16s, Castany, Delmonico versus Bodman, Hayward. It's one set apiece. Love in the third.
So they're just warming up the new ball.
Which you don't need to do too much of when it's 70 degrees.
Yeah, it's more about the feel for the players. Yep,
I agree.
When it's 70 degrees.
Okay, Lauren Mandel has a score for us. Lauren's running the tournament. She's getting scores. And she made lunch for everybody today, Jerry. The woman is versatile.
Can I just tell you the score? No, yeah, you won't work. Okay. Jaffe and Jaffe Molenwald are up a set of 5-love against Marina and Tia.
So it looks like Myrta Molenwald, Liz Jaffe are rolling. Won the first set, are up 5-love in the second. Myrta Molenwald's playing some really good paddle, Jerry. She's got a lot of talent. I expect big things from her in the future.
So they are in this part of the draw. They are #1 seeds.
Yeah, you finished there, sir.
Nicolescu Cruz.
Yeah, you started the set.
Should let our viewers know there are 2 cruises in the draw. Liz, who won a national championship a couple years back in Chicago, and her sister Miriam. Almost played in the finals of Patterson last week. Miriam lost in the semis.
Steel City Grand Prix.
Okay, here we go. Kerry Delmonico to serve. Start the third set.
Love 15.
Bodman looked a little tentative there. That was the right shot. She needed to step in and swing through.
Yeah, she didn't really hit it.
15-30.
Nice return there, though. Kept it nice and low. Delmonico had to volley up.
Oh, that's a wonderful volley from Delmonico. Off a big return from Hayward.
Head out.
And then promptly donates it back with a fault. Yeah, another big forehand from Liz Hayward.
Bodman Hayward.
Finds Delmonico's right hip.
In the third.
Uline is the leading distributor of shipping, industrial, and packaging materials to businesses throughout North America. We ship over 2.5 million boxes every day, but we're so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in stock and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means we're here when you need us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uline, the best selection, products, and people for an unforgettable customer experience. Okay, Hallie Bodman to serve. One love, final set.
Serving love.
This is a really critical game for Castany and Delmonico. Just don't have any sense they're going to come from behind.
Oh, nice touch by Bodman. Got the nick. Kerry came over to help. The lob wasn't high enough, so Bodman was able to sneak it behind her.
That's 15 love.
Now that's the shot I think Deborah Castany's got to take off the deck. It's landing short in the service box. She should move in and drive it. Don't let it climb up that high in the back screen.
And then that's the ball she needs to lob once you let it through. This Hayward was in good position. Hallie at the hard overhead, faded to the backcourt, and then Liz hit the forehand volley instead of the backhand volley. Just too hard to flip your paddle like that on a hard hit ball and make a forehand volley.
40-15.
Boy, if Castany's going to blitz, Delmonico's got to get the ball lower than that.
Yeah, it's hard to bring that ball down on Bodman. And she gets in quickly.
She really moves well.
Game.
Boy, a fast
Hayward,
game with a lot of donations again. And now the pressure is squarely on Deborah Castany to serve another good game. Here we are at 2-love in the third, Jerry, and she served twice.
Love 15.
It's beginning to feel like the first set.
Exactly.
Yes. Delmonico, Castany are very good volleyers. They're not going to be intimidated by those drives. Bodman and Hayward just need to move the spots around, pick different spots, different heights.
$15-30.
That's great swing from Castany.
You got to love the fight and the guts.
Yep.
To come back and go for it after she had faltered.
This looks like a paddle point, Jerry.
Here we go.
Those are the types of overheads I'd like to see more from Deborah Castany. Hit that ball hard and Liz Hayward's side wire, make her play a lob.
Well done.
15-40.
To the middle of the court with that forehand, isn't she?
It took a while to get there, but that was the best paddle point so far of this match.
15-40.
2 faults.
Umpire reminding Deborah Castany she faulted twice.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
That's kind of cold, Jerry, isn't it? I make enough mistakes. I don't need to be reminded of them. So that's game. 3-love, Bodman Hayward.
Third set.
It's the least practice shot, the serve, and it's the most important. Those first 3 hits, serve, return, first volley. So if you've got a practice game and 2 of your players don't show up, don't go home. Practice that serve, return, first volley, because you've got to get your team into the point.
Well, you think about how many points end after those before those 3 shots are in that sequence. Eric Budarak, I was talking to him about his tennis, and he said, if 75% of the points end in that sequence, shouldn't 75% of my practice be on that?
Love 15.
But you don't see that too much in platform tennis. Looks like Moldenvold and Jaffe are through into the quarters.
15 all.
What's our schedule rest of the day, Jerry?
Well, we're actually going to stay on. We're going to stay on the stream the whole day. But our next commentated match is going to be at 2 o'clock, the women's quarterfinal.
And which match is that going to be? Or scheduled
Don't
to
know
be?
yet.
30-15.
We'll pick it when we see everybody get through. And then we'll follow with the women's semifinals at 3:30.
All.
Great spot from Castany there. Catches Hayward reaching. This is an absolutely critical game.
As if I anticipated what you wanted.
Cruz Redesno got the first set 6-1. So we've got another.
Point for 4-love. Love how Bodman and Hayward closed the net, Jerry.
Yeah.
Them both jumped the net when they saw the Castany going at that forehand.
Well, that's the play. They're trying to bait you into driving it, and then they close the net and stuff the ball right behind you.
Liz and Hallie, Bodman and Hayward having a laugh over that overhead from Liz Hayward, which traveled about 6 inches.
Again, I like the time that Bodman is taking to come back and talk to Hayward.
We haven't seen Deborah hit one ball behind Hallie Bodman. And they're pounding her corner.
Add in.
So, Jerry, when you're a player and you feel like someone's hitting the ball into your corner, how do you end that loop?
You want to lob high down the line. Take away the angle, force them to hit more to the middle of the court and get your partner into it. You can't lob cross court. You're going to see all the balls.
And she's seeing all the balls right now. That's 4-love, third set.
Game, Bodman Hayward. They lead 4-love in the third. Castany Delmonico serving, love 4.
Bet you don't teach that shot at the performance battle camps, Jerry.
So coming in for the blitz, the volley goes down at your feet. You want to let that ball go through and let your partner get it and throw up a lob.
15-love.
There she comes.
15 all.
So Bodman Hayward is showing the same form that they did in the first set.
As are Delmonico and Castany.
30-15.
Good swing from Bodman. Just catches the top of the tape.
I'd rather see her just punch that ball in transition. She was too far off the net. Just come in, right play, but just a shorter backswing and punch it, take over. Whoa.
Great lob from Liz Hayward.
30 all.
Set that big drive up. That thumping forehand.
It
from
is
Bodman.
a thumper, isn't it?
Out.
Bodman is just coming every point, Jerry, isn't she? That
Yeah,
4
she's-
blitzes and 5 points this game.
Yeah, she's really feeling it this third set.
There's Bodman looking for the blitz again. Great volley from Castany.
Deuce.
Liz Hayward had the ball she wanted. Great lob from Bodman. She just missed it. Back to Deuce.
Deuce. Deuce. Deuce. Yep. It was that out. Deuce. Deuce. For sure.
I think it's Deuce, Jerry. How about you?
Pretty sure the umpire knows it's deuce. Sometimes it's hard, you know, it's nice to have the umpire there, 'cause sometimes when the points go and you're thinking about tactics, you're thinking about not getting hit by Bodman Hayward's big shots, you can lose the score.
Especially in those long points. No mystery what Bodman Hayward's strategy is. Great ball
Add
from
in.
Delmonico there. Chance to get on the board.
Now Kerry is going to find you if you're out of position. Kerry Delmonico's serving, got the red hat on. Playing with Deborah Castany. This is their first tournament together.
Deuce.
I thought that was Delmonico's ball, didn't you, Jerry?
Deborah was too far off the court. That would have pulled Kerry all the way over behind her, but like I just said, they're a new team, so they're
Yep.
not sure who's taking what ball.
Out.
Another big forehand from Bodman.
No. Game. Bodman Hayward.
5-love.
They lead 5-love in the third. The women's 16s from the Steel City Grand Prix. Pittsburgh, PA. Castany Delmonico versus Bodman Hayward. Bodman Hayward serving for the match. 5-love.
All right. Another chat for Bodman and Hayward. I like this. They're not just racing into the next game.
The way they race into every point when they play them. They're fun
Allie
to watch.
Bodman. Yeah, they are. They're great. Great for the great energy, great enthusiasm.
And they play such a different
Love
style
15.
than everybody else. But it's unmistakably their style.
Bodman Hayward have done a good job of
15 all.
shutting down Deborah's forehand. Like we've made, probably only seen a handful of her forehands off the deck.
And they've also done an excellent job of making her play the wires. And that's where you see her inexperience. She's volleyed well. The forehand's been pretty good off the deck. She's really struggled on the wires. Here it comes again.
30-15.
Double match point.
40-15. Match point.
Nice return by Deborah.
Match point number 2.
Great get from Delmonico on the nick, but it goes long. Game,
Game
set, and match. Bodman, Hayward.
Defeat
6
Castany,
love.
Delmonico.
1-6.
6
6 love.
Rock, I'm going to leave it with you. I'm going to run down, see if I can grab these guys for an interview. Quick
Okay,
word.
great, Jerry. Going to do a quick ad for Viking. Official paddle of the APTA, engineered to provide superior feel and the perfect balance of power, control, spin, and durability. The Viking paddle is the official paddle of the APTA Nationals and President's Cup, as well as the Grand Prix Tour. We're going to be doing an interview with Alex Banchila, Viking Chief Operating Officer, this afternoon after the women's semifinals, and talk about his new line of paddles. Okay, so Jerry Vion is down there, and we're getting an interview with our winners, Hallie Bodman and Liz Hayward. Okay, we ready to throw it down to Jerry? Okay, we're throwing it down to Jerry for an interview.
All right, we're on. Well, congratulations, Liz Hayward, Hallie Bodman, through. That was a roller coaster ride. Let's have a chat about that.
That was a lot of momentum changes. Kind of what we do, but we're trying not to do so much. But yeah, it was a great match for us to come back and stay in that third set.
Yeah, the first set and the third set were very similar. Let's talk about the second set, just for a titch.
Well, we actually talked about you a little bit when Liz said, I want you to start serving this second set. And I said, Liz, you know what Jerry's saying up there in the box. But we did. And obviously, I don't know whether we lost focus or, we beat ourselves in that set.
We made errors, for sure. Lots of errors. And that's what the difference was in that set.
Well, it's the first tournament, first Grand Prix. You guys look like you're picking up from where you left off last year, so we look forward to seeing you in the next round. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jerry.
All right, I'm going to throw it up to you in the booth.
Okay, that's going to do it for our women's round of 16. We're going to leave the stream going, and we'll be back with the women's quarterfinal at 2 p.m., I believe.